In a peaceful forest, where the towering trees stretch their branches toward the heavens and the sky is dotted with countless twinkling stars, there stands an old oak tree. This tree, with its thick, sturdy trunk and sprawling limbs, is home to a small family of owls. High up in its protective branches, nestled in a cozy, soft nest, lives Luna, a young owl with feathers as white as freshly fallen snow and eyes as round and bright as the full moon. Luna is a little different from the other owls in her family. While her parents and older siblings soar gracefully through the night sky, hunting and exploring under the cover of darkness, Luna stays close to the nest. Though her heart yearns for adventure, and she dreams of gliding silently through the cool night air, her wings tremble at the thought of leaving the safety of her tree. You see, Luna is afraid of the dark.
I watch from my perch each evening as the sun dips below the horizon, painting the sky in shades of orange and pink, before slowly giving way to the deep blues and purples of night.
As the first stars begin to twinkle, Luna's family fluffs their feathers, stretches their wings, and takes flight, ready for another night of exploration. Luna, however, stays behind, watching them go with a mixture of longing and fear. Luna's heart aches to join them.
I imagine myself flying alongside my family, weaving through the trees and discovering the wonders that only the night can reveal. But as soon as the sky turns dark and the shadows begin to lengthen, my courage falters.
The forest, which seems so welcoming and familiar during the day, becomes a place of unknowns at night. Every rustle of the leaves, every distant hoot, feels magnified in the darkness, feeding her fears. Despite her fear, Luna can't shake the desire to be a part of the nighttime world that her family knows so well.
I dream of the day when I'll be brave enough to spread my wings and take flight, joining them on their nightly adventures. For now, though, I stay in the safety of my nest, looking out at the starry sky and wishing with all my heart that one day I'll find the courage to explore the night and discover its beauty for myself.
As the days turned into nights and the moon waxed and waned, Luna's fear of the dark didn't fade. Every evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon and her family prepared for their nighttime adventures, Luna found herself battling the same familiar fear. The shadows that crept across the forest floor seemed to stretch endlessly, and the stillness of the night amplified every little sound, making the world outside her nest feel mysterious and intimidating. Despite her love for the night's beauty, the way the stars twinkled like diamonds scattered across a velvet sky, and the gentle glow of the moonlight that bathed the forest in silver, Luna's fear kept her grounded. She longed to join her family as they soared through the night, but the thought of leaving the safety of her nest was overwhelming. Each night, Luna's family would try to encourage her.
Come with us, Luna. The night is full of wonders that you can't see from the nest.
There's nothing to fear out there. We're always with you.
Luna's siblings, who were older and more confident, would excitedly describe their nightly adventures, how they spotted shooting stars, discovered hidden clearings, and played games in the moonlight. Their stories were filled with laughter and excitement, and Luna couldn't help but feel a pang of envy. She wanted to be a part of those stories, to experience the thrill of the night alongside them. But when the time came to leave the nest, her fear held her back. One evening, as the sun began to set and the forest was bathed in the soft glow of twilight, Luna's best friends, Oliver the squirrel and Bella the bat, came to visit her.
Luna, we've discovered something amazing. There's a hidden meadow deep in the forest that only glows under the light of the moon. It's like nothing you've ever seen before.
It's true. The flowers there glow in the dark, and the whole meadow sparkles like the stars. We're planning to visit tonight, and we'd love for you to come with us.
I want to, but what if I get scared? What if it's too dark?
Oliver and Bella exchanged a knowing glance before turning back to Luna.
We'll be with you the whole time. You're not alone, Luna. And once you see the meadow, I promise you won't want to miss out on anything the night has to offer.
Luna hesitated. her mind racing with a mix of fear and desire. She knew this might be her only chance to see the glowing meadow, to experience the night as her friends and family did. But could she really do it? Could she muster the courage to leave the nest and face the darkness that had always frightened her?
Okay, I'll do it. I'll go with you tonight.
That's the spirit, Luna. You're going to love it. And who knows, maybe this is just the beginning of your nighttime adventures.
As the last light of day faded and the stars began to twinkle in the sky, Luna sat quietly in her nest, trying to calm her racing heart. She knew the night ahead would be challenging, but she also knew that if she could face her fear, she might discover a whole new world, a world of beauty, wonder, and bravery. And so, with a mixture of anticipation and trepidation, Luna prepared for the adventure that awaited her. As the night grew darker and the forest settled into its quiet rhythm, Luna perched on the edge of her nest, watching the sky with a mixture of excitement and nervousness. The stars were out, twinkling like tiny lanterns scattered across the vast expanse, and the moon hung low, casting a gentle glow over the treetops. It was a perfect night for an adventure, but Luna's heart was still pounding with fear. She took a deep breath, trying to steady herself. Her wings trembled slightly as she prepared for what felt like the most daunting challenge she had ever faced. She had agreed to go with Oliver and Bella to the glowing meadow, but now, as the moment to take flight approached, doubts began to creep in.
What if I get too scared and can't go on? What if the darkness is too overwhelming?
Before she could dwell on her fears any longer, she heard the soft flutter of wings and the rustling of leaves. Oliver and Bella had arrived, their faces glowing with excitement and encouragement.
Are you ready, Luna?
I think so.
You'll be just fine. Remember, we're with you the whole way, and once we get to the meadow, you'll see how beautiful the night really is.
With their words echoing in her mind, Luna took a deep breath and spread her wings. She could feel the cool night air ruffling her feathers, and for a moment she hesitated. But then, with a surge of determination, she leaped from the nest, following her friends into the dark sky. The first few moments of flight were nerve-wracking. The forest below seemed vast and shadowy, and the night air felt different from the warmth of the day. Luna's heart pounded in her chest, and for a split second, she wondered if she should turn back. But then she looked ahead and saw Oliver and Bella flying gracefully through the night, their movements smooth and confident. They turned back to her with encouraging smiles, and Luna felt a small spark of courage reignite within her. As they flew deeper into the forest, Luna began to notice the subtle beauty of the night. The way the moonlight filtered through the leaves, casting intricate patterns on the ground. The soft rustling of the wind through the trees, and the gentle chorus of crickets and nightbirds. It wasn't as frightening as she had imagined. In fact, it was almost peaceful. But the journey wasn't without its challenges. At one point, Luna heard a sudden rustling in the bushes below, and her heart skipped a beat. Her imagination ran wild, conjuring up all sorts of scary creatures lurking in the shadows. She froze mid-air, her wings flapping nervously.
It's okay, Luna. It's just a small animal, probably a hedgehog or a rabbit, nothing to be afraid of.
Taking a deep breath, Luna forced herself to calm down. She trusted Bella and Oliver, and she knew they wouldn't let anything happen to her. Gathering her courage, she pushed forward, following her friends deeper into the forest. The night felt less intimidating now, as if each flap of her wings was banishing a little more of her fear. The stars above seemed to twinkle more brightly, guiding her way, and the once ominous shadows now looked like comforting companions on this journey. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, but was really only a short flight, they reached the edge of the glowing meadow. Luna gasped in awe as she looked down at the scene below. The meadow was bathed in a soft, ethereal light, with flowers that shimmered like pearls and grass that sparkled like tiny diamonds under the moon's glow. It was more beautiful than anything she had ever imagined. Luna's fear melted away, replaced by a sense of wonder and pride. She had done it. She had flown at night, faced her fears, and discovered something truly magical. As she landed softly in the glowing meadow, she felt a surge of confidence that she had never known before. The night, once so terrifying, now felt like a world of possibilities. Luna realized that the darkness wasn't something to be feared, but something to be embraced. It held its own special beauty, a beauty she could now appreciate because she had found the courage to face her fears. As she looked around at the glowing flowers and the sparkling grass, Luna smiled, knowing that she had taken the first step toward a lifetime of adventures under the stars. As Luna touched down in the glowing meadow, her eyes widened in awe. The meadow was more beautiful than she could have ever imagined. The flowers, with petals like glowing embers, shimmered in the moonlight, casting a soft, otherworldly glow across the entire field. The grass, sparkling with dewdrops, looked like a sea of tiny diamonds spread out before her. Everything seemed to be bathed in a silver light, making the entire scene feel magical and surreal.
Wow, this is incredible!
For a moment, Luna simply stood there, taking it all in. The fear that had gripped her heart just moments ago had completely melted away, replaced by a sense of wonder and amazement. She had never seen anything like this before, and she couldn't believe she had almost missed it because of her fear. Oliver and Bella landed beside her, their faces glowing with pride and excitement.
Isn't it beautiful, Luna?
We knew you'd love it.
Luna nodded, still speechless as she continued to gaze around the meadow. The fear of the dark, the worry about what might be lurking in the shadows, all of it felt so small and distant now. The night, which had once seemed so intimidating, was now a source of beauty and mystery. She realized that if she hadn't found the courage to fly with her friends, she never would have discovered this incredible place. As they explored the meadow, Luna began to notice all the little details that made it so special. The way the flowers seemed to hum softly in the breeze, their glowing petals swaying gently as if they were alive with joy. The way the grass felt cool and soft under her talons, a comforting sensation that made her feel grounded and secure. And the way the night sky above, filled with twinkling stars, seemed to stretch on forever, reminding her that the world was vast and full of wonders waiting to be discovered. Luna's heart swelled with pride. She had faced her fear, and in doing so, she had opened herself up to a whole new world, one that was filled with beauty, adventure, and the joy of discovery. She realized that the night wasn't something to be feared, but something to be embraced. It held its own unique magic, and now that she had found the courage to explore it, she knew she would never be the same. The three friends spent the night in the meadow, playing among the glowing flowers and laughing as they chased each other through the sparkling grass. Luna felt lighter and freer than she had ever felt before, as if a great weight had been lifted from her wings. She had discovered a new part of herself, a part that was brave, confident, and ready for whatever adventures the night might bring. As the first light of dawn began to creep over the horizon, casting a soft pink glow over the meadow, Luna knew it was time to head back home. She didn't feel the usual sense of dread at the thought of flying through the dark forest. Instead, she felt excited to see it again, to experience the beauty of the night one more time before the sun rose. With a final look at the glowing meadow, Luna spread her wings and took to the sky, her heart full of newfound courage and joy. She knew that this was just the beginning of her nighttime adventures. The fear that had once held her back now felt like a distant memory, and she was ready to embrace the night and all the wonders it had to offer. As they flew back home, Luna couldn't help but smile. She had faced her fear, and in doing so, she had gained something even more precious: confidence in herself. The night was no longer something to be afraid of. It was a time for exploration, discovery, and endless possibilities. And Luna couldn't wait to see where her next adventure would take her. As the first rays of dawn began to break through the trees, casting soft pink and orange hues across the sky, Luna and her friends knew it was time to head back home. The glowing meadow had dimmed slightly as the night faded, but its magic still lingered in the air, filling Luna with a sense of peace and fulfillment she had never known before. Luna fluffed her feathers, feeling a mixture of joy and a hint of sadness that their adventure was coming to an end. But more than anything, she felt proud. Proud that she had faced her fears. Proud that she had flown through the night, and proud that she had discovered a new part of herself. The little owl, who had been so afraid of the dark, had found her bravery in the glow of the moonlit meadow.
Are you ready to go home, Luna?
Yes, I'm ready. Thank you both for helping me find the courage to do this. I couldn't have done it without you.
We're so proud of you, Luna. You're braver than you know.
With a final glance at the now fading meadow, Luna spread her wings and took flight, leading the way back to the old oak tree where her family awaited. The flight home felt different from the one that had brought her to the meadow. The shadows of the forest no longer seemed menacing. Instead, they felt familiar and comforting, like old friends welcoming her back. As they flew, the night sounds that once frightened Luna now felt like a soothing melody. The rustling leaves, the gentle hoots of other owls, and the distant murmur of a stream all blended together into a symphony of the forest. A symphony that Luna realized she had been a part of all along, even when she was too scared to notice. When they arrived back at the old oak tree, Luna's family was already awake, preparing for the day ahead. Her mother and father were perched on a branch, and her siblings were stretching their wings, ready for a morning hunt. But when they saw Luna and her friends approaching, they stopped and watched with surprise and pride as she landed gracefully on the branch beside them.
Luna, you're back. We were wondering where you'd gone.
Did you fly through the night?
Her siblings crowded around her, eager to hear more. Siblings, unison. What was it like? Were you scared? S1. Media. Young owl recounting a story, owls interacting animatedly. I did. I flew with Oliver and Bella to a glowing meadow deep in the forest. It was the most beautiful place I've ever seen.
I was scared at first, but then I realized that the night isn't something to be afraid of. It's full of beauty and wonder, and I'm so glad I found the courage to explore it.
Her family beamed with pride, and her father ruffled her feathers affectionately.
We're so proud of you, Luna. You've discovered something truly special, and you've shown us all what it means to be brave.
As the morning sun rose higher in the sky, bathing the forest in golden light, Luna felt a deep sense of contentment. She knew that she had faced her greatest fear and come out stronger on the other side. The night was no longer something to be feared, but something to be embraced. A time for adventure, discovery, and growth. From that day forward, Luna joined her family on their nightly flights with a newfound confidence. She no longer hesitated when the sun set, and she no longer feared the shadows that danced across the forest floor. Instead, she spread her wings with joy, eager to see what new wonders the night would reveal. Luna had learned that facing her fears had opened up a world of possibilities, and she knew that there were many more adventures waiting for her in the darkness. And as she soared through the night sky, her heart full of courage and her spirit full of wonder, Luna knew that she was exactly where she was meant to be, flying through the night, discovering the beauty of the world around her, and finding confidence in the strength she never knew she had. As the sun began to set once again, painting the sky with shades of pink and orange, Luna perched on a high branch of the old oak tree, gazing out at the horizon. The forest below was beginning to quiet as day turned to night. But this time, Luna didn't feel the familiar flutter of fear in her chest. Instead, she felt a sense of calm and excitement, knowing that another night of adventure awaited her. Luna reflected on her journey, from the little owl who was too scared to leave the safety of her nest, to the brave adventurer who had discovered the beauty and magic of the night. She realized that fear was something everyone feels, but it doesn't have to hold you back. With the support of her friends and the courage she found within herself, she had faced her fears and come out stronger on the other side. She thought back to the glowing meadow, the way the flowers sparkled under the moonlight, and the sense of wonder that had filled her heart. It was a place she would always cherish, not just for its beauty, but for the lesson it had taught her about bravery and confidence. Luna knew that the journey didn't end with one adventure. There would be many more nights to explore, many more wonders to discover, and many more opportunities to face her fears and grow even stronger. She smiled to herself, feeling a deep sense of pride in how far she had come. As the first stars began to twinkle in the sky, Luna spread her wings, ready to take flight. She no longer saw the night as something to be afraid of, but as a time to embrace. A time for exploration, discovery, and the thrill of the unknown. With a final glance back at her nest, Luna soared into the sky, her heart full of confidence and joy. She had learned that facing your fears is the first step to discovering the world and yourself in ways you never imagined. And as she flew through the night, her spirit light and free, Luna knew that this was just the beginning of her big adventure. The end.